Hey folks, it's Nick. I went through the video that I made in section one, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't really like it. I want to make sure that you understand what's going on with the spreadsheet and how to accurately do it. And so I'm creating another video here at home that I'm sending out to you. I left pretty much everything the same. I will say this right off the bat. Section one, I had you all create your dashboard in E, where really it should be in D. So what you can do is, so if we look at this right here, this this was shifted over, and I can just show you how to. So I have my little hand there. So this is the way your dashboard looks. Your dashboard looks with E being the starting point for the starting salary. What I'd like you to do, if possible, if not, disregard, but if you can, I'd like you to take this, highlight it, right? And you may need to also highlight, I believe everything you did started in C, but highlight this from E, hover over the line there, as you can see, and then grab it, shift it over one to where the actual data in the data entry dashboard is lined up with D. That's probably the best way to do it. That way we're speaking on even terms here in terms of section one and section two. But if for some reason you can't do that, let me know. We can discuss it Wednesday as well. But so that's where I'd like you to start it. As a reminder, you're going to put your name, section number, and then net take home pay in A1, 2, and 3. We're going to start here in D13 for the year. Again, just as a reminder, you can just type in year one, grab this, slide it over, and it'll auto-populate. I also put a single line under that. So then we move down to, I put in, right, gross wages into B14. And then in C15, we did our title. And so our pay for that title, again, it's going to be a, a formula. You're going to click equal sign, and we're just going to click on 45,000. Click on D6, and we enter that. And again, our total gross wages. So that's my salary in year one. And then total gross wages is, again, we're going to go equal sign. We're going to click on D6 again. Okay. So this is our total gross wages. Now, our wage increase again for year one is 0. So we don't have no wage increase. The wage increase doesn't start until year two. So I'm going to put a 0 in there, and that's 0%, right? If the percent wasn't there, I could easily just click on this and it would give me the percentage. The wage increase is going to be a formula of, we're going to take total gross wages, multiply it times the wage increase, and it'll give you the wage increase in dollars. So again, I'm going to start every equation with an equal sign. I'm going to click on 45,000, and I'm going to do multiplied with the little star by 0% equals, so my dollar wage increase is nothing. Okay. So now my gross wages after increase, my gross wages after increase is going to be my total gross wages plus my increase. So again, I'm going to go equal sign to start my equation. I'm going to click on D16, and then I'm going to go plus wages increase dollars, which is 0. So that's my wages increase. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is here for payroll taxes. Our payroll tax is 30%. So again, to lock that into absolute value, so our absolute value is going to be equal sign, dollar sign, D, or if you switch to E, or if you kept yours in section one, if you kept an E, it would be dollar sign D or dollar sign E, dollar sign 8. and that gives us our 30%. But remember, that's locked in. So that means it can't change. So I highlight that, I hover over that. And remember, I can just grab that and drag it over, and now it's 30% all the way across. It never changes. So the $sign D $8 makes it an absolute value. So our payroll taxes, again, we calculate that by taking our gross wages after increase, multiplying that times 30%. But remember, it's a negative. So here's how we want to do this. We want to go equal sign negative, click on D21 times 30%, the tax rate. And this is our, because we've already got this in accounting, it automatically came up with, remember, if I click on that, it's in the accounting mode. I could switch it to the currency mode. I don't like that. I'd prefer to keep it in accounting. Okay. So that's our payroll taxes taken out in the first year. Next, our health insurance. We already know what that is, but remember, it's an absolute value, so it stays the same. It never changes. So in order to do that, we go equal sign, $sign. And again, if you're in section 1, you might be in E. If you shifted this over to D, then it's in D. So it's $sign D, $sign 9. I click on that, and that's 900. That's already in accounting. Again, because that's an absolute value, it never changes. I'm just going to grab it, drag it over. Okay. And so it's always $900 through the first 5 years. Okay. But sorry, I messed that up already. Even when I'm at home, I mess things up. So I got to delete this because I forgot to do it as a negative. So again, we're going to go equal sign negative, $sign D, $sign 9. Click on it. Now it's -9, but I want it in accounting like that. And now I need to come back over here, drag this over, and now that's the right. Okay. I hope I didn't confuse you. Okay. Now, our total deductions for the year are going to be these two numbers, D again, or E for section 1, D plus D26 plus D27 gives us our total deductions. So we go, here we go, equal sign. I click on D25 plus, click on D26, and that gives me that. Okay. Now, I want to go now to net take home pay, which is going to be my gross wages after increase minus total deductions, but it's going to be a plus. So it's 45,000 plus a negative 14,400. Okay. So I go equal sign D21 plus D27. And that gives me my total net take home pay for that first year. Now, here's where I messed up with section 1. We want to get our total gross wages here. Okay. And so in order to get this, one, I need to take it from here. I need to take it to total gross wages after increase. Okay. So what I did is I took it back in section 1, guys. I took it from here, directly from here. You can't do this because we're calculating this. And this is a different, the formula in D16 is different than the formula in D21. So I want to take this number from D21. So I just go equal sign D21. It's like our cash report. At the end of every year, gross wages increase goes up to total gross wages, and then it goes down, and then it goes back to the next, and then it goes down. So again, we wanted to take it from D21, or again, E21 if you're in section 1, if you didn't move this over, D21 up to there. Now, our wages increase. First year was 0. Year two, though, is 5%. And again, like our payroll tax increase of 30% and our insurance uh, premium, it's an absolute value. So again, I start my equation with equal sign, and then I go, I want to make it absolute. So I go $ D or E, $7. And that gives me the absolute value of 5%, which then I can just grab here by my little crosshairs in this little square, drag it over, and now we're good. So here's what you can do now. I can take this formula, drag it over to here, and that creates that. I can then take this formula here, drag it over, and that's that. So now it's populating everything. I can then take this formula, drag it over. I can take this formula, drag it over, take this formula, drag it over. Now, what's really great is I can now just do this for all the remaining 3 years. Grab the little square, drag it over, go down here to E or F if you're in section 1, 19. Section 1, if I were you, I would shift everything over to D if possible. If you can't do that, let me know and we can work on that. This is not due until Sunday anyway, so don't worry about it. So I grab this here, shift it over, grab this here, slide it all the way over, grab this, shift it over to here, and then finally shift this over to here. Now remember, when you have all these number signs, it means your cell isn't large enough, so we just expand that a little bit, and now we're good. This is our spreadsheet. We're not quite done yet, though. Here, for gross wages after increase, I want to take and I want to do a double bottom. So I want to go bottom border, top border. And this shows me that this is the end of a section. This is gross wages increase. Same thing here with total deductions. This is a total out of our payroll taxes. So we always want to do top border, bottom border. And then to finalize this, I want to go to the net take home pay. I want to highlight this whole thing here. And I want to go here to our borders and shading. And I want to put a bottom double border. This in accounting tells everybody this is the end of my work. So that's the final summation. And so you can see year 5 right here. This is what was my total gross wages. Here is my total net take home pay. Last but not least, you're going to go into File, click on Save As, and ideally, I'd love for you to save this in your desktop. So save it in your desktop. I'm saving it under Business 1000, but you're going to save it as Net Take Home, and that's it. Click Save. It already exists. I'm going to replace it. So I'm replacing the one I had in there. So this is now my net take home. And then on next Monday, we'll do our expense sheet and we'll build it into this workbook. This is called a workbook. So this is a sheet. Our total Excel project here is going to be an Excel budget workbook. Okay, folks, I hope this made sense. We can take the first few minutes of Wednesday to go through this. If you have any concerns or anything, feel free to email me. And then also feel free to set up an appointment if you want to go through this. The other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to send this to you. And what you can do when I'm going to email you this copy. So if you want, you can actually click on here, go into formulas. So if I'm home, go into formulas right here, click on formulas, and then go here show formulas, and it'll actually show you all the formulas in the cell. So I'll send you this as well, and it'll help out. I won't do this for the expenses. We should get that right, but I want to make sure you get all this right before we move on. So any questions, let me know. Thanks and have a great evening, folks.